This impressive 16th century hilltop manor house has had many royal connections over the years, but its most enduring claim to fame involves one particular king and the quality of his dinner. Intrigued? Find out where I am and who he was in just a moment. Today, it's family prompting our couple's country move away from town life, assuming, of course, our properties shape up.
I guess it's a little bit sort of narrow and long, as opposed to, again, sort of square.
So it's all about thinking outside the box.
Very square. It's a very square kitchen, yes. It's perfectly square.
Today I'm in Lancashire, and this is the Grade 1 listed Horton Tower, the ancestral home of the de Horton family since the 12th century. But it was one day in 1617 that really put this place on the map, when, en route back to London from Scotland, King James I and his entourage spent the night here. A grand banquet was held in his honour, and legend has it that the king enjoyed his dinner so much that he decided to knight the loin of beef, giving rise to the term sirloin. The validity of that claim has been questioned over the years, but we do know that this was a popular destination, not just with royalty, but with literary greats like Dickens and Shakespeare. And if their dinner wasn't worthy of a knighthood, well, they could always console themselves with the views instead. With its western fringes flanked by the Irish Sea, Lancashire lies in the northwest of England. Covering more than 1,100 square miles, this rural county is one of the largest shires, with a stunning coastline, famous for its seaside towns and beaches. In the north, Morecambe Bay is the second biggest bay in Britain, whose pretty town features an award-winning promenade, which is a popular destination for seaside fun. Head east and inland, and you'll find the Forest of Bowland, an area of outstanding natural beauty. This dramatic landscape is made up of open moorland and sweeping fells, interwoven with a network of dry stone walls. Villages found here include Downham, that proudly trumpets its lack of TV aerials, yellow road markings, or indeed any signs of the modern age, and instead revels in its old world charm, presenting an idyllic rural portrait of Lancashire life. Despite being home to the UK's very first motorway and having the cities of Manchester and Liverpool on its doorstep, a redrawing of Lancashire's boundaries in the early 1970s meant that its size and its population was reduced to such an extent that today 80% of the county is classified as being rural. Now, beautiful countryside isn't all that it has to offer. When it comes to house prices, Lancashire is one of the most affordable counties in the whole of England. The average cost of a detached house here is £205,000. That's £96,000, or around 30% below the national average, which is great news for anyone wanting to move here, including, of course, today's buyers. IT project manager Richard and nurse Rachel from the Gloucestershire town of Cheltenham are both recently retired and are already looking forward to their new adventure.
I think the first time that we wake up in a new place in Lancashire will be like waking up on holiday. And it's an experience you don't have very often, but I think it's a really nice experience. You look out of the door and you think, this is new, this is different.
I think that's a good way of putting it, actually, yeah. Waking up and thinking, oh, I'm on holiday. Oh, no, I'm not. This is actually my house. Richard and I first met at school. He was in the upper sixth and I was in the lower sixth. And we started going out from then, really. We went off and did our training and then were married in 1982.
Richard and Rachel's current home is on one of the main roads into town, so they're keen to move away from the traffic noise to somewhere that offers a little more peace and quiet.
We've lived in this house for 22 years. We moved down here just after we got married, so we've been in Cheltenham, or very close to Cheltenham, for 34 years now. The house that we live in now, it was built in 1938, which means that proportions are a little bit larger, so it's got quite a decent sized garden for being close to town.
Having a town on their doorstep served them well when their children were young. But with one daughter now in Scotland and their other children based near Manchester, the family is far more spread out than it used to be.
We want to move to Lancashire to be closer to our children and our grandchildren. We always wanted to move closer to the sea, and there's a good long coast in Lancashire. There's quite a lot of rural parts of the county as well.
Moving away from the family home is always going to be sort of tinged with a little bit of sadness. It'll be sad to sort of not see friends as often as we do, but I think good friends will still come and see you anyway.
Leaving the family home behind is a big step, but Richard and Rachel are determined to make the most of their new life in the country by spending more time doing the things they love.
I paint landscapes in watercolours, acrylics, which I really enjoy. It's relaxing, it makes you stop what you're doing, it makes you concentrate, and yeah, it's quite therapeutic.
I am really interested in gardening, and I think that really goes hand in hand with my interest in conservation, which is so the idea being that you can have a garden which wildlife will use as well.
And plans are already afoot to make the most of country life.
Richard's got this idea that he's going to persuade me to walk coast to coast, but I'm not sure my bunions will be. I'll be up for that really. But I could be persuaded to do it in stints, I guess.
The beauty of this plan is that Rachel bought me the guidebook to walk it, you see. So
it's true. I did actually buy him the guidebook, so I've only got myself to blame really.
Richard and Rachel have family in Dumfries and Manchester, so Lancashire's position between the two is ideal. They're also keen to be near the coast, so we're concentrating our search in the west of the county. It's been around 20 years since they last looked for a new home, so before we start, I'm meeting up with them to find out a bit more about exactly what they're after from their dream property. Hello there, welcome to Lancashire. Now, this is my home county. I know what a fantastic place it is. So talk me through what you're looking for in the house that you'd like to live in here.
Well, we'd like a detached 3 bedrooms, somewhere with some land. I do like the idea of having some land because a future sort of thought might be having some animals.
So what about location then? Are we thinking more sort of rural countryside, close to the coast? Do you have any firm ideas on that?
Well,
go on. No, that was a look.
It was a look. I love the sea. I love being able to see the sea. I love being able to be close to it. But with the sea views, sometimes you don't necessarily get the land. I think Richard would probably say he would be happier with it being perhaps a little bit more rural. I don't know,
yeah,
maybe.
I like hills. So how can you get hills and sea? That's where we're trying to...
OK, that's quite a big ask for me.
Yeah.
OK, I'm not sure if I can pull that one off. Are you looking for any kind of investment potential, holiday let, anything specific from the property?
Nothing specific, but we have thought about if an annex came with a building with a house, that would be quite interesting. It's something that might, if it's in the right place, it might be something we could actually generate some income from.
So kind of on the wish list, but it's not a deal breaker?
No, it's certainly not.
Right, let's get to the part where we talk about budget. Remind me of what we're working with for this search.
600,000 would be our top budget.
Well, it's just as well that I do know this county very well and that we have some fantastic properties to show you.
Great.
You ready?
Thank you. Yes.
Come on, let's go. For a top budget of £600,000, Rachel and Richard want a detached home with at least 3 bedrooms and, ideally, an annex. They'd also like around an acre of land. And if the house can be near the sea, well, that would be perfect for at least one half of the couple. We've got a good variety of properties for Rachel and Richard to view, but it'll only be after they've seen each one that its price will be revealed. And our mystery house may bring the sea lapping to their door. So how many houses have you guys seen up here in Lancashire?
We haven't looked inside any at all.
So all that we've seen are things, you know, properties that we've seen sort of as we've driven by.
Well, are you excited about getting stuck in and looking at some places?
Very excited.
Very much.
Yeah.
We're starting our search towards the centre of the county in the village of Goosner, not far from the Forest of Bowland area of outstanding natural beauty. It's a large place for a village with a pleasant green sitting next to a modern village hall. There's a wide variety of local shops, including a village store, post office, pharmacy, and a 14th century medieval church, as well as several pubs. Towards the end of the village, our first house lies across a rather magnificent lawn. So this is what I brought you to see. What do you think?
It looks nice. I like it. It looks lovely. It really looks nice, actually.
It's really nice.
That's I like the stone, and it's attractive looking, definitely.
We've got smiles. That's a good
Yes,
start.
yes.
It was converted in the 80s. It's nestled in an acre of land.
Right.
Yeah, it's
it
lovely setting.
It's peaceful, isn't it?
Now, what might not be too obvious initially is that this is an adjoined property.
Oh, right.
So it's attached at the back to the former gamekeeper's cottage.
Oh, right, OK.
What do you think of that? How does that feel?
No, that's fine.
Yeah,
it
looks a lovely house, actually.
Let's go over the threshold. Let's not put it off any longer.
Great.
Come on. Despite appearances, this stone-built attached property is believed to be a former farm building with roots in the early 19th century. It was converted into a home in the 1980s. I'm hoping Richard and Rachel will be just as impressed with the inside. So it comes straight through the little entrance hall into this really cosy kitchen.
This is lovely. It is cosy, isn't it? And lovely and warm.
That's because of this range.
Oh, gosh, it's range.
Yeah. Pumping out
Wow.
lots of heat.
That's nice.
It's a real country feel in the kitchen. You know, wooden painted units. You've got the range. You've got all the character that this old farmhouse offers.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not at all what I was expecting in my head, because I was thinking about my perfect place having a much squarer, open plan kitchen. But when you come in here, it's in keeping with the house, and it's a lovely kitchen.
Nice size and
cozy,
yes.
isn't it?
Well, that's off to a good start. So let's go through here. Let's explore into the living room and just see what else it's got to offer downstairs.
Okay.
We come through another of these lovely doors into this room. Just a little fireplace, nothing too grand.
Yes.
Isn't it?
That's nice.
Yeah, it's a reasonable sized room. I guess it's a little bit sort of narrow and long, as opposed to, again, sort of square.
The two of you, I have to say, seem a little reticent.
I think I'm a bit concerned about there not being enough natural light.
Richard, what do you think?
I think the same. I think you lose the light from that angle, obviously, because we're adjoined there.
So if you could make this room more part of out there, it might make a difference.
Well, that's great that you're thinking like that. Good that you're thinking about solutions and you know, and seeing the potential.
Yeah.
The far end of the living room gives way to a south-facing sunroom that overlooks the garden and also provides access back into the kitchen. There is more to see on the ground floor, but I'm saving that until later. Heading up the staircase in this part of the house, we find 4 bedrooms, 2 of which are linked, and a further single that could accommodate a double bed, as well as a well-appointed family bathroom with roll-top bath. Next, we're heading to the largest bedroom. This is the master bedroom.
Right.
It's very pretty, isn't it?
It is. Yeah. I mean, it's quite small, but I haven't got a problem with small bedrooms, because I would sort of sacrifice bedroom size if it was something we wanted.
You may get a feeling that you haven't quite seen all of it. There is a very good size attached annex as well. It's currently blocked off from the house,
Right.
but you could reopen the doors and you could incorporate it into the house if you wanted.
Right.
Oh, gosh.
Yes.
So should we go and explore that?
Yes,
That would be good.
We have to go back downstairs and back outside, so let me squeeze through and follow on. Back downstairs and outside, through its own separate entrance, the ground floor of the annex has a decent-sized kitchen with adjoining bathroom. We're making a short stop in the living room. A good-sized living space and a nice fireplace, and off through that door is the staircase that leads to the upstairs, where you've got 1 good-sized bedroom and another bathroom.
Yeah.
That's unusual and, yeah, interesting. There's quite a bit to think about with this, isn't there?
You could certainly, you know, with the right planning permission, you know, with the right building regulations, you could perhaps open up in here.
Yes.
So there's definitely potential.
Yes.
So let's go and take more of a look outside, and then I'm going to need you to guess the price.
Okay.
Outside, there's a separate workshop, and the total plot comes to around an acre of land, providing a good-sized garden with scope for Rachel to keep some of the animals she's so keen on acquiring. So back into the garden, which is huge, isn't it? And I think that stream running through it is really pretty.
Really pretty.
Could really make that into a
Really
feature.
pretty. I mean, yes, you could do a lot with this garden, couldn't you?
Let's guess the price.
Gosh. I would say 500,000.
OK. Richard?
I'd say a bit higher, 520.
You are way under, actually. It's on the
Right.
market for £600,000.
OK, that's interesting. Yeah.
It is a lot of house, there's a lot of
Yes,
land.
yes.
And you have got, of course, that completely self-contained
Yes.
annex.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's food for thought,
Yeah,
isn't
it is.
Why don't you go back in, take another look, and come and find me when you're ready?
OK.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Sitting right at the top of Richard and Rachel's budget, this attached property is full of appealing stone-built character and comes with 4 bedrooms, a separate workshop and a 2-storey annex, all set in approximately 1 acre of land.
Most things are pretty good. You know, the sort of nice garden, nice big area, and I like the outbuildings.
The added surprise of the annex means that that's given us something to think about, because it's more than an annex, really. It's like 2 houses in one, and I'm not sure that's what we were really sort of thinking about or going for.
So, first property tour in over 20 years. You glad it's over with?
No, it was really enjoyable. I'm glad we saw this house, definitely.
Yes.
It was interesting, and it's given us something to definitely think about.
So you've got the book, perfect, because we've more to show you.
Lovely.
Brilliant.
With 76 miles of coastline on its western border, it's no wonder Lancashire is renowned for its array of beaches and coastal resorts. The Fylde Peninsula is an area that covers about 13 miles of this coastline, famous for extensive stretches of wide sandy shore. But the sand dunes at the heart of these beaches are currently under threat and disappearing at an alarming rate. As our couple have an interest in conservation, we've sent them to meet Fylde Sand Dunes officer Amy Bradshaw and senior coast and countryside officer Jeff Willis to find out if there's any way to reverse this trend.
And so what's going wrong with the sand dunes? What's the threat?
Well, over the last 150 years or so, over 80% of Lancashire sand dunes have been lost, and that's mainly due to the urban development of the towns along the coast. So what we're trying to do is protect and restore the sand dunes and essentially grow them back towards the sea. Because first and foremost, they're important as a soft sea defence. They provide a barrier between land and sea and act as a buffer during high tide and storm conditions. But they're not only important as a sea defence, they're also really important for wildlife and recreation. We have many rare species that exist here on the sand dunes, many of which are incapable of surviving in any other habitat.
So what's the project done so far?
Well, over the past few years, through volunteer programmes and the council and other partners, we're extending the dunes outwards to create that buffer zone. We're trying to create dunes, basically, with chestnut paling fencing. We bury Christmas trees. We plant marron grass. Most of this is done by volunteers. We've built out roughly 30 to 40 metres so far, which is quite a thing to do. And we're hoping to go out more than that yet over the next few years.
You say volunteers. Is there something that we could volunteer for now?
We happen to have a group of volunteers out on the dunes now, led by one of my colleagues, Hilary. I'm sure she'd welcome you and give you all the information you need.
Great, thank you.
Pleasure.
Dunes develop when windblown sand becomes trapped by grasses. But when these specialised dune-building grasses start disappearing, new ways to encourage their growth have to be found. Local volunteer Hilary Salkeld has a plan involving old, discarded Christmas trees.
Just after Christmas, nobody wants the Christmas trees, so we collected a lot. There's about 1,000 we collected, and then we plant them in all the bare areas of the sand.
Great.
So that helps the sand accumulate, the wind comes in, the Christmas trees slow the winds down, and hopefully the sand will get deposited.
Yeah.
Would you like to help today then?
That'd be great,
Yeah.
yes.
It looks like Hillary's got plenty of work for our couple to get stuck into.
You can just take this tree. You want to have this one as well?
Okay.
Being a dedicated volunteer can often mean working even when the weather starts to turn.
Poke him in the ground anyway. Yeah, that's fine. Make a slot, put the marram grass in, and then cover it again.
Usually planted in the spring, by midsummer the grass is established enough to begin trapping sand in the autumn when the strong winds arrive. And it's certainly good to see that Richard and Rachel seem to be enjoying putting down roots in this county. But for now, it's time to turn our attention to our property search. Our Lancashire house hunt continues as we head to the village of Little Eccleston, which lies on the flat coastal plain of the Fylde. Found near the banks of the River Wyre, the nearby village of Great Eccleston has a variety of small independent businesses, including an artisan baker, a fruit and vegetable shop and a family butcher's. And our second property is less than a 5-minute drive away. So I brought you to see a 4-bedroomed barn conversion.
Right.
The original barn's about 100 years old. And it's been converted into 3 properties.
Right.
And the one that we're looking at is the one right there in the centre.
OK.
That was quite an unenthusiastic OK, if I may say so, Rachel.
I can't work out the configuration, so it's that one. That...
It's the door right there in the
Oh,
centre.
OK.
So there's,
Yep.
there's
Yes.
a property off to the left,
Yes.
one off to the right,
Right, OK.
and a centre one.
Right.
The courtyard is shared
Right.
between,
Yes.
between the properties, and you're set up at a very pretty country lane.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Still not very
Sounds-
enthusiastic. This is one of those houses that you need to see inside.
OK, OK, yeah, I'll
Thank
take
you.
your
Would like
word
to
for
do
it.
that.
Would you? 'Cause
Yes.
Are you
Yes.
sure?
I want to see inside.
Come on, let's take a look. Believed to be around 100 years old, this brick-built former barn was converted around 13 years ago. Our property's position in the centre of the building means there's no getting away from those nearby neighbours. But perhaps the inside can win our couple over. Well, let's see if this brings a smile to your face, shall we, Rachel?
This is a nice open, light space, isn't it? Yeah, it has.
And the wood's lovely.
No, this is nice.
Good.
This is nice.
OK, well, let's move straight through into the living room, which,
Right.
again, is a really nice space, nice and cosy. And you know what? It's quite square. So here we go, the square living room.
Yes, yes. This is a nice size, isn't it? You can get out to the garden through those doors.
So have your impressions changed, Richard, from moving outside to inside the house?
Yes. Yes. I mean, it's better inside than outside, I think. Well, from that aspect, anyway.
I know you've got a picture of how you'd like the kitchen to look in mind, haven't you?
Yes, I have a bit.
I think we might have cracked it. I think. The ground floor of this house has its own cloakroom, as well as a good-sized dining room that you pass on your way to a perfectly proportioned kitchen, which should be ideal for Rachel.
This is lovely. Yeah, this is a...
Very square.
It's a very square kitchen, yes. It's perfectly square.
And what I like here as well is you've got a great-sized walk-in pantry
Oh, looks-
and a
looking at
utility
that,
room as
yeah.
well, and then doors straight out onto the garden.
Yes.
This is how I would have imagined a kitchen, yeah.
No, I like this.
Okay. Enough to want to go upstairs?
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
Good, because we've got 4 bedrooms to explore.
Right.
So let's
Good.
go and have a look. Upstairs, the 2 smallest bedrooms are currently used as singles, and there's a large double at the end of the hall. These bedrooms are served by a modern family bathroom, but we're heading straight to the master. So this is one of 4 good-sized bedrooms.
Oh,
And you've
yes.
got a fantastic ceiling height in here.
I like the light.
This is lovely, isn't it?
Just off to the side here, we've got an ensuite that was done just a couple of years ago at the back there.
Yeah, this is nice, I like it.
OK, you're definitely smiling more now than you
Yes,
were
yes.
when I showed it to you from outside.
Yes.
How are
yeah,
you feeling
yeah.
at this point?
Yeah, I mean, you can't tell from outside, can you? But yeah, you had to come in
I agree.
and look at it, yes.
Are you keen to go out and take a
Yes,
look at the gardens?
we need to see the back.
Definitely,
Yes.
yes.
And it's time for you to put your thinking caps on and start thinking about the price.
Yes.
At the back of the house, there's a large garden with rear access to a separate double garage and office space, which, with the right permissions, could have potential as an annex. But I have one more thing to tell our couple before we talk money. So here we are in the garden. Now, I know the garden is important to both of you. So you have this section here that's mostly laid to lawn. And then you will have noticed, I'm sure, the gate leading onto the paddock.
Yes.
Now, the paddock isn't all yours, but half of it is.
Right.
So if you take an invisible line roughly from that point there over to the shed,
OK.
that's your share. And if you wanted to do, the owner said there would be absolutely no problems with putting a fence across, you know, if you
OK.
wanted to keep, you know, animals
Yes,
in there.
yes.
Is this what you had in mind from a garden, or is it smaller than you were expecting?
No, this is a nice-sized garden.
So you know what's coming. How much is this house on the market for?
My best estimate, I should think, is 520,000.
Go on, Rachel.
Right. I was going to go a little bit more than that. 530.
Good guesses from both of you. You're both wrong again. Drinks are on you, definitely, this evening. You're both over, actually.
Oh, right.
It's on the market for just under £500,000.
OK.
Right.
Yeah.
Is that a... You've got a
Yes.
little smile there.
Yeah,
Yes, that's interesting.
Yeah.
That's
That
a good
really is
price,
something
actually,
to
isn't it?
discuss, yes.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Well, why don't you go and do exactly that and discuss a little bit now you know the
Yes,
price.
yeah, great.
And come and find me when you've seen enough.
OK, lovely.
Thank you.
Coming in at £100,000 below budget, our second property has 4 bedrooms, 2 reception rooms, an outbuilding comprising a double garage and office, a large garden and a share of a paddock, which could be useful for any future 4-legged additions to the family.
The countryside's beautiful. Land all around, country all around.
Yeah. My first impressions of the house actually weren't brilliant, I didn't think. I thought it looked smallish and sort of cramped, maybe. My opinion did change because the house started to open up.
I was surprised at how much I liked it because I thought it was going to be dark and a bit pokey, and it definitely wasn't that as soon as we walked in. And every room is light and bright and airy and spacious. If this was a detached property and was just the same everywhere, then it would be ideal, I think.
I think you two are warming up to this house hunting lark, aren't you?
Yes,
We are.
definitely.
You ready for the mystery house tomorrow?
Very excited.
Definitely.
Yes,
Ready for a glass of wine now?
Yeah, looking forward to that as well.
Our love affair with Lancashire continues as we're helping Rachel and Richard from Cheltenham in Gloucestershire find their dream country home with a budget of £600,000. And still to come, we're experiencing deja vu at our mystery house. Is this similar to your previous home in Cheltenham? Is it feeling familiar?
I think it is. We kind of know what we're dealing with houses like this.
And I'll be finding out the secrets behind one of the icons of the British seaside, where speed is of the essence.
Well, it's a centrifugal force.
Oh, yeah. It's the second day of our house hunt here in Lancashire, and I wonder how Rachel and Richard are feeling now they've had an evening to reflect. Because, to be honest, I couldn't really read either of them yesterday. They have very good poker faces. Now, it must be really exciting house hunting again after 20 years, but also quite a daunting prospect. And I think our mystery house could well hit the mark because it offers them something that could feel familiar. The seaside town of Lytham St Anne's is the last property stop on our Lancashire journey, and I'm hoping the miles of sandy beach will really appeal to Rachel in particular. A wide promenade features perhaps the town's most famous sun in the nearby sunken garden, the late comedian Les Dawson. And we're not going far, as today's final offering is just a few minutes from the beach. So this is the mystery house, well, because mainly it's not in a rural location. What do you think?
I like it. I like the shape of it. Yeah, it's an attractive house, definitely.
It's very nice.
Would you like to go and have a look inside?
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Yes.
OK,
yes,
that's
yes.
good stuff. Good, I'm glad you're smiling. Come on. This 1920s detached house would give Richard and Rachel very easy access to the local community, thanks to its location not far from the sea. But that proximity to the town centre might be reminding them of home, so I'm keen to see what they think once we get inside. So we come through this area that's just currently used as a snug, a little reading area, into the kitchen, which lovely double doors overlooking the garden, nice and light and bright.
Yes,
I like the light wood.
Yeah, that is nice. It's nice that those doors go out into the garden. A little bit on the small side, isn't it? I mean, it's perfectly fine, but it's not square.
Bigger than what we used to.
It is bigger than what we used to, yeah.
Let's keep expanding your house hunting experience and let's go off and explore the living room.
Brilliant.
Downstairs, there's an impressive home office where the garage used to be, as well as a formal dining room. Just like the kitchen, it's really nice and bright and light.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. At first, when I approached it, I thought it looked small. But the conservatory completely opens
It's
it
part of
out.
it.
It is, yeah, it is. Yes, that's...
And it's got wide doors on that as well, so it's...
Yeah, it's
And it's a square.
Is this similar to your previous home in Cheltenham? Does it?
It
Is it
is.
feeling familiar?
I think it is actually, yes.
Yes.
That is some of it. We kind of know what we're dealing with houses like this.
But you know, there's nothing wrong with liking something that feels familiar, something that you know. You know, change is great, but equally, you know, going for something that makes you feel comfortable, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that it's having, you know, a good impact on you, that it's feeling familiar.
Yes.
Upstairs is really strong in this house. It's got 4 really good-sized bedrooms. So let's go and take a look.
Yeah.
The upper floor of the house has 2 good-sized double bedrooms with built-in storage and a cosy single, all served by a modern family bathroom with separate shower. Lastly, we're checking out the master. So into the master bedroom with its own ensuite, which was only done 2 years ago. So it's done to a really nice standard.
That's nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like those cupboards.
Lots
You're not
of
short of
storage.
wardrobe space.
No. I've got my eye on on that wardrobe. That's impressive. No, this is a lovely bedroom. Yeah, this is absolutely
right,
great.
isn't it?
And the ensuite is an added bonus as well.
It's easy to imagine yourself being in a fairly neutral house, isn't
Yes.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could imagine putting your own stamp on it more, and you
Yeah.
could imagine your own
Yeah.
things.
Yes. Of course, we want to see outside to...
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, let's go and do that, because we are in Lancashire and it could well rain at any minute. So the
Yes,
rain's
yeah.
not happening at the moment. Let's go out to the garden, and then, of course, you're going to need to guess the price.
Yeah.
Okay. Being the mystery house, it's the land that's the compromise here. But the generous enclosed back garden could be perfect for their small dog. That's when they're not at the nearby beach. What did I say about the Lancashire weather?
You
I'm
did.
afraid the rain's beaten us. So I think we should view the garden from the warmth and the dryness of the conservatory. How about you?
I think you're right. The wind's got
idea.
up.
What do you think about the size, Richard?
It's smaller than we thought we would like, but it's quite a private garden. I've seen that actually there's lots of shrubs here, so actually there's a lot more space than you can actually see.
Well, you've seen everything now.
Yeah.
That's the mystery house. So what do you think it's on the market for?
I'll go first.
Okay.
I think about £5.90.
Right. I'm going to say 550.
OK. It's actually on the market for quite a lot under your budget. It's on the
Right.
market for £498,950.
Gosh. Right. That's a surprise, actually.
it is,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
a real surprise.
Good. Well, that's a very positive reaction. Why don't you go now with that in mind and take a
Okay,
look around?
thanks.
Brilliant. Well, that's an absolutely brilliant reaction to our mystery house. I did suspect that the familiarity this offered may appeal, and I think it has. Our mystery house again comes in at around £100,000 below budget and offers 4 bedrooms, 3 reception rooms and an impressive conservatory. There's also the converted office and mature private garden to the rear, and all this just a stone's throw from the beach.
It's a good space, isn't it?
It's good being sort of separate from the main house.
It is. Feels quite warm as well.
Yeah, there's a heater.
Yeah. The only thing is there's not a garage in this house, so you might have to end up putting your tools and your garden stuff in here.
I'd have to get a shed.
We might have to spoil it. The location is good from my point of view because it's really close to the sea. So I can, you know, I would just be able to walk onto that pier and walk onto the sands with the dog, and that would be lovely. That would be really nice.
The house is quite familiar to me in a way. Downstairs, I think the configuration is slightly different from what we're looking for. However, there may be some way of actually altering it to perhaps extend the kitchen in some way, perhaps connect to the dining room. I don't know, we need to think about that.
When we heard the price, I'm thinking, gosh, that's really surprising because I didn't think it would be below 500,000.
I'm just reminiscing about wet days out on the beach here when I was a little girl. And I think this is the perfect weather for us to go and have a chat and find out what your thoughts are. Are you ready for that?
Yes,
Yes.
that's
Good.
fine.
The coastal resort of Blackpool has become synonymous with the traditional British seaside holiday. Ever since the arrival of the railway in 1846, the wholesome, family-friendly appeal and fresh air tempted scores of workers from Britain's booming industrial cities. And, of course, one of the foundations of any seaside holiday must be the humble stick of rock. Believed to have originated in the Victorian era, it was when the idea of lettering was added that it really took off, as it meant that each resort could have its own personalised version with the name running right through it. To find out more about this popular seaside souvenir, I've come to meet Ian Atkinson, the man responsible for producing around 300 tonnes of the stuff every year. I grew up around here and my childhood was filled with day trips to the seaside towns. And no visit would have been complete without taking home a stick of Blackpool rock, would it? So what's a typical piece of Blackpool rock then? What's unique about the rock from Blackpool?
I think the traditional rock is pink mint rock, yeah? And still today, that is probably, I don't know, 50% of our sales is the traditional rock. But things have moved on. I mean, we now make different flavours. We try and keep it as fresh as much as we can.
It's great to see that it endures still today. Is it as popular as it ever was?
I think it is. You can't visit the seaside and not buy a bar of rock. Certainly our customers, we have regular customers come back year in, year out, and they buy large quantities of rock.
The thing that was fascinated me as a child, as I'm sure just fascinates everyone, is how do you get the letters inside? I used to stare at it for ages and try and figure it out.
Okay, why don't we go downstairs and you can try it and I'll show you how to do it.
Thank you. Suitably kitted out, it's off to the factory floor. The sugar mixture reaches a temperature of around 150 degrees Celsius, but cools quickly when poured out, thanks to special tables that have cold water piped underneath them to speed the cooling process. That's toasty warm.
They're very toasty warm.
Next, dyes are added to get the right colours.
We're going to make Escape to the Country rock.
Fantastic.
And it's going to be the traditional pink mint rock, okay?
So it'll be pink on the outside, white through the centre.
Yeah, and in black, we're going to write Escape to the Country.
Fantastic, that's absolutely brilliant. It takes a long time to train to make rock like this. It's all about teamwork and timing. As the rock gets cooler, it gets harder. When it comes to the art of embedding letters into the rock, modern machines haven't been able to master the tricky process. But father and son duo David and Anthony French are going to reveal the tricks of the trade. So right, what's the secret?
We just made all the letters all made individually.
Right.
Then they're joined together just in different shapes, so it's more of a visual thing really. So if you just watch what we're doing now.
So you're basically taking the two different colours and making the black look like the letter by...
The black is the letter, and the all inside is going to be white.
OK.
So the black letters will just stand out. We're just making them in different sections all together now.
So the C, do I start with the white or start with the black?
Start with the black. There's the black there. You want to spread that out a bit.
OK.
Using this letter instead.
Gosh, it's really warm, isn't it?
Put a bit of pressure on it.
Right.
Just a wet cloth and wet that across there.
OK. Just across that?
Yeah. And you're going to put that inside it.
OK. I get you.
Then you're going to turn that over.
So that's going to curl around the white and make the shape of the C.
Turn it completely over. That's it.
C.
That's it.
Tell him a cake maker, can't you? A skilled worker must be able to make all their letters within about 40 minutes before the rock becomes too hard to work. That's the shape of the E.
Yeah, that's the E, yeah.
Fantastic.
Now we've made all the letters, we're going to spell the words out now. Put them in the right order.
Once the letters are all complete, they're pieced together in a horizontal line. Escape! The rows of letters are then sandwiched around a thick centre of white rock before being wrapped with another layer and finally covered in the outer casing. Why do you spin it?
Just push it outwards as you're spinning it. It'll stretch. Just more on the centrifugal force.
Oh, yeah! The fully assembled rock is placed inside the batch roller to begin the process of rolling it down to size. This causes the rock to lengthen into long strips, and then the last stages are finished off by hand. And finally, the rock is cut into pieces, ready to be sold to the public. Look at that. Escape country. Honestly, if you told me when I was a little girl here eating sticks of this that I'd be making it, never have believed you. Well, we've gone from the countryside to the coast to find a new Lancashire home for Rachel and Richard to escape to. Have any of the 3 properties we've shown them hit the mark? I'm about to find out. Well, Rachel, Richard, how are you feeling after your first house hunting experience for over 20 years?
It's been very enjoyable. I've really enjoyed it. It's been interesting to see different properties. Great.
We showed you 3 quite contrasting properties. What do you think about them? Is there a what next with any of those 3?
I don't think, unfortunately, any of them quite fit the remit of what we've got in our heads. Each one has got something that is really great, and all 3 of them are really lovely houses. But I think we're not quite there yet.
What would you take from each of the 3 houses then, Richard, if you could? If you could wave that magic wand, what would it be?
I think I'd take the looks of the first one and the internals of the second one. The third one I'm not sure, to be honest, because it's so similar to our last house.
Have you learned anything from the search with us? Have we, discovered any new areas? Have you perhaps refocused on what it is you're looking for?
I think certainly from the area point of view, we hadn't looked in sort of the centre of the Fylde peninsula, and that's really opened up. There's 2 more villages now that we sort of passed by or hadn't looked at.
And are you still holding out for your detached house with land with sea views?
In the back of my mind, it's still there. However, I realise that I may have to cut back on one of those things at least, yes, yeah.
And we've got to decide how quick that was going to be, really.
We're really glad that we sort of kick-started you again. I mean, all that really remains for me to say is happy house hunting.
Yes,
Yes.
Thank you.
You very much. Thank you.
Well, it's the end of our search here in Lancashire. And whilst Rachel and Richard haven't managed to find themselves the property of their dreams, we've been able to open their eyes to some lovely villages that they may not have considered. And we've set them off on their house hunting adventure in my beautiful home county. Join me next time on Escape to the Country. This beautiful watermill is celebrating its 1000th anniversary, and even after all those years, it's still turning out a staple baking ingredient. Find out what it is and where I am in just a moment. Today, it's a love of peace and quiet driving a pair of green-fingered foodies in their country house hunt.
Such a nice, warm, welcoming feel to it.
I could be happy cooking in here.
And the icing on the rural cake could well be a few feathered friends for company.
And I've just seen some chickens.
There's 23 of them.
They may not come with the property.
Today I'm in Dorset and this is Stourminster Newton Mill. It's one of a series of historic mills along the River Stour and it still produces its own stone ground flour. The mill site is mentioned in the Domesday Book of 1086 and thanks to the mill building being carefully restored and the milling mechanics being updated, it remains a living, working landmark where visitors can bag themselves a piece of Dorset's heritage. Located in England's West Country, Dorset's southern coast looks out over the English Channel. and shares land borders with 4 counties, including Somerset and Wiltshire. And it's the northern portion of the county we're exploring today. With neither motorways nor cities, Dorset is a truly rural retreat where narrow lanes wind their way through some 150 villages that showcase an idyllic slice of country life. One historic village is Tolpuddle, best known for the Tolpuddle Martyrs, a group of 6 men who formed one of Britain's first trade unions in the 1830s, protesting against cuts to farmers' wages. On a larger scale, Shaftesbury in the Blackmore Vale is one of the oldest and highest towns in England. Infamous author and Dorset local Thomas Hardy was fascinated by the town and called it one of the queerest and quaintest spots in England. But as well as the lush northern terrain, let's not forget the dramatic coastline, with beautiful areas like the Isle of Purbeck, a peninsula rather than an island. Its gently rolling landscape, overlooking open seas, was a favourite of children's author Enid Blyton, and it often features in her much-loved books. With a county offering all this to those seeking a rich mix of natural beauty, it really is a jewel in England's crown. Here in Dorset, the average cost of a detached property is almost £360,000. That's £60,000 above the national figure, making it the most expensive county in the southwest. At the start of 2016, property prices in the coastal town of Bournemouth rose faster than anywhere else in England and Wales, driven by a booming technology industry, described as the Silicon Beach Surge. But today's couple aren't here for the sand or the surf, so let's meet them and find out why they want to move to this beautiful county. Project management trainer Tim remembers the exact moment he laid eyes on newspaper journalist partner Caroline after meeting on a dating website 11 years ago.
I rang her up and we made a date. So we met on Wednesday, the 31st of August.
Yeah, and you sounded so friendly and nice on the phone. I just felt at ease almost immediately, and and I thought, oh, well, I can't wait to meet him.
Mm-hmm. We had a second date 2 days later, and then again at the weekend. So by that time, it became that we would meet each other almost every night.
Sort of haven't been apart much since, have we?
No, not for very long.
They moved in together the same year and have been in their current 4-bedroom home in Ash in Surrey for the past 5 years. But the area no longer offers them what it used to.
Over the last few years, we've noticed the roads so crowded.
The whole village gets clogged up with traffic. So it's just got busier and busier, and we'd like to be somewhere a bit more peaceful.
And there's just one county they've got their sights set on.
We went to Dorset recently and I was just struck how beautiful and peaceful it was. I thought how gorgeous to live down here and just feel totally calm and peaceful in a beautiful area.
We love the county. It's a very beautiful scenery down there, and we also have friends and family in that area that we can get much closer to.
Both Caroline and Tim will continue to work when they move, but they're going to make sure it's not all work and no play. They're both keen cooks and love spending time in the kitchen. And the fun doesn't stop there.
I hope to be taking up some of the hobbies that I've let go in the past. I used to be a keen painter, and I'd like to get back to that and perhaps take some lessons and do it properly. And also, I like to walk, I like to go for a cycle, and I find that the countryside is on my doorstep. I'll do that much more often.
I'm very much looking forward to creating a new garden at our new home in Dorset. There's always a new garden to create, a new challenge.
The couple have each got 2 grown-up children, so this move is just about the 2 of them. And with their house on the market, they're more than ready to get their property search off the ground.
We only want to move once more, I think, in our lives, if we can possibly do it. So this wants to be the house that we're going to live in for forever. And we want that to be in a part of the country that we find is the most attractive and peaceful for us to live in.
I guess it's just a fresh start, isn't it?
We've lost sight of what our goals in life are, and we really want to start to relax a bit more and want quality time for ourselves. This is really a fresh start to refocus our lives.
Caroline Caroline and Tim have asked us to concentrate our search in the region of North Dorset and just across borders into Somerset or Wiltshire. But before we kick off our hunt for their country escape, I'm meeting up with them to make sure I'm up to speed with their property requirements. Good morning, you two.
Hello.
Welcome to Dorset.
Thank you very much.
So why are the two of you making this move now? Why this particular time?
We've both got jobs now where it doesn't matter where we're based, so we're looking to base ourselves where we intend to be for the rest of our lives, ideally.
What are you looking for down here in Dorset?
Minimum 3 bedrooms.
Yeah.
Nice garden, not too
space.
big. We can manage ourselves, but
Yeah.
hopefully nice and established. Yeah, good living space with a nice flow downstairs.
We think it would be quite fine to have a semi-detached if it was perhaps a pair of cottages together.
What about location, Tim?
Well, we would like it to be near enough to some sort of facilities, perhaps on the outskirts of a village, perhaps even a pub would be nice. But we would like it to be peaceful. That's the main objective for our move, is to find somewhere nice and quiet, somewhere that's nice and light inside, and somewhere that we can relax and wind down a bit.
So do rail and road connections matter at all?
It would be useful for me to be able to get to major roads out of the area, or perhaps a main line railway station.
So quite a wish list there, both in terms of location and what you want from the property. Remind me of your budget, Tim.
Our budget will be £375,000, but we could borrow another £25,000 if this work needs doing.
Well, I think we should go and do some house hunting. Let's see if we can find this forever home for you.
Thank you.
For their top budget of £400,000, Caroline and Tim are happy to consider a detached or semi-detached home. They'd like to have a downstairs living area which flows and at least 3 bedrooms. Outside, they want a manageable space, one they can tend to create their own garden paradise. And location-wise, they'd like to be in a peaceful spot, yet within easy access of amenities. We've found a great trio of properties to show Caroline and Tim, but it's only after they've toured each one that they'll find out its price. And on their last visit to the mystery house, our duo may find that all good things come to those who wait. Our house hunt begins in the small Wiltshire town of Mere, just across the Dorset border. The streets here are lined with attractive stone cottages and independent shops. Located in the shadow of the South Wiltshire Downs, there's a real country feel here.
Smell of that lavender.
Lavender's gorgeous.
There's a good offering of pubs and eateries, including the 16th century George Inn, which once had Charles II as an overnight guest when he was fleeing after his defeat at the Battle of Worcester. And all of this is on the doorstep of our first property, located on the edge of Mere and set back from a narrow lane in an elevated position. So here we've got a detached and boarding property.
Wow.
Built in around 1910. It's got lots of character.
It has.
I like the style, yeah.
Double fronted, it's really
lovely big
pretty.
windows.
So off to a good start.
Yes, you are. Yeah, very much.
Are you keen to look inside?
Absolutely.
Love to, please.
Let's go and open that front door.
Thank you.
This handsome red brick house has recently undergone an internal overhaul, which has left it in tip-top condition and ready and waiting for new owners to call it home. So we come straight through this charming entrance hall, and let's start at the back, where you have this really good-sized kitchen.
Oh, yeah, it is a good size.
It's just such a nice, warm, welcoming feel to it.
I could be happy cooking in here. There's plenty of storage. It's perfect.
Caroline, does it bother you that at the moment there isn't a dining table in here? Is that something
That's what I was just thinking, but there might be space for a small table and some bar stools, perhaps.
There is also a separate dining room, but you're absolutely right. What you could do is that in here you've got sort of utility room. You could integrate your washing machine, quite easily just take this out, and it would give you more space.
Yeah, good corner.
Yeah, for either a table, or you could put a kitchen island in there. So there's definitely more you could do.
Plenty of options.
Moving on from the kitchen, at the front of the house lies the sitting room. So again, a nice sized room, beautifully decorated.
Nice height to the ceiling and everything. It's a good shaped room.
Could you imagine cozying up in here?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I like it. It's good. I like the double aspect. It makes it a nice bright room.
Now we've managed to get you 3 good sized bedrooms.
Good.
So should we go and explore and think which one you might fancy for yourselves if you moved in?
Absolutely.
Upstairs, there's a beautifully finished family bathroom, complete with walk-in shower, which serves 3 double bedrooms. The smallest is at the back of the house, and at the front, there's a spacious room with large built-in cupboards. But we're making a beeline for the room I've earmarked for Caroline and Tim. So this is the master bedroom. Again, it's a good size. All of the rooms are doubles, and you have really pretty views out.
Yeah, it is a good view. If they're all as good a size as this, then it's going to be plenty of space upstairs.
Yeah, it's all good first impressions. Lots of positive things about it.
OK, well, let's head outside. Let's take a look at the garden from the back so you can see what you've got to work with your green fingers. And then, of course, I need you to start thinking about the price.
Yes.
The gardens here extend to around 1/5 of an acre and they wrap around the house. The large level lawn is pleasantly secluded and there's a generous sized shed. Perfect for housing the tools for a couple of keen gardeners. So you've got nice views just peeping out of the trees over to the downs.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good size. It's a good shape and it goes around the house. And I'm sure we could find a good place perhaps over in that corner where we could put some vegetables.
OK, you know what's coming, the two of you. What do you think this property is on the market for?
375?
375. Very positive about that one.
I was going to say something similar. I think because of its location, being near a village, of a good-sized village, it would be expensive, maybe 370.
OK. Unfortunately, you're both wrong. OK. You're both under, actually. As you said, it's a good-sized, detached property on the edge of a very popular village.
Yeah.
It's actually on the market for the top end of your budget.
Right.
It's on at £400,000. So... Is this perhaps opening your eyes a little bit to exactly what you get for your money?
Yes, it is, yeah. We need to think about what we're paying for and make some compromises, I think.
Well, now you know the price. Go off, have another look around, take your time, soak it all in and see if you could imagine living here.
OK.
Come and find me when you're ready.
Thank you very much.
Here you go. This rather grand detached red brick house has come in on the nose of Caroline and Tim's top budget. It gives them a fantastic kitchen, as well as the 3 bedrooms that they want. Outside, the garden could be just what they're looking for, and the position close to local amenities is ideal.
Oh, yeah, it's a good size room as well, isn't it?
Yeah. Nice fireplace.
Yeah, I prefer that fireplace to the one in the other room. This might be good as the lounge instead.
The style of the house is very nice. It's well proportioned. The Edwardian high ceilings give an impression of space. I think the house is well maintained, so you could probably move straight in.
It's got lots of potential. It's got good-sized rooms, and although the layout of it is not exactly the way I'd like it to be, it's something that we could live with, and it's a compromise I'm willing to make.
So have we given you plenty to think about?
Yes.
Yes,
Good. And there's more for us to see, so come on. Dorset has a well-deserved reputation as a culinary paradise, and there are plenty of tasty artisan goodies born and bred right here in the region. One, which has been awarded protected geographical status, meaning it can only be produced in this county, is Dorset Blue Vinny cheese. It's been made near Sturminster Newton on the family farm of siblings Richard and Emily Davies since the 1980s, when their father resurrected an old recipe. Keen cooks Tim and Caroline have come to the farm to see how this Dorset delicacy is made, and of course to have a taste.
So, Richard, what kind of farm is this?
We are a mainly dairy farm, grow a little bit of arable, but ultimately we're producing milk for the cheese.
Can you tell me a bit more about the cheese that you make here?
It is a blue cheese. It used to be made on Dorset farms years ago when people had surplus milk and didn't know what to do with it. It then died out. And so Father thought, who had been trained as a cheesemaker at college, thought he'd give it a go. So Father got the recipe, and ever since then it's gone from strength to strength. We are the only producers, and if anybody else wants to produce it, they would have to make it to our recipe and our specifications.
Brilliant. Can we go and have a look and see where it's made?
Yeah, certainly. My sister is down there waiting for you, so I'll let you get on and find out more about her. Bye.
The 580-acre farm is home to 270 Holstein Friesian cows, and each one produces around 9,000 litres of the white stuff a year, which makes this distinct blue-veined cheese.
Hi, Emily.
Hi, well, here we are. We've got cheeses that are around about 6 kilos in weight, and we make them from our own milk.
How many wheels of cheese do you make here a week?
Well, we call them truckles, and we produce between 200 and 300 a week.
How is the cheese made and what ingredients go into it?
So we use the morning milk. That's brought down straight from the dairy into the vat, and we let it sit for a couple of hours, and then we take off the cream, so it's actually hand skimmed, and then we add all the magical ingredients of the rennet and the starter, and we actually add the blue as well at this time. So we actually use a penicillium, a blue penicillium that's very similar to the Roquefort penicillium. As it goes through the maturing stage, to encourage the bluing, we will actually spike the cheese. So that will actually promote the bluing and the very, very delicate veining system that we get within the cheese.
To check if the cheese is ready, it's graded. This involves using a cheese iron to extract a sample from the truckle.
And then pull it out nice and slowly, especially as we can see this one's a bit crumbly, so don't leave anything. That's it. One of the things we do when we're grading as well is to obviously to see how much of the bluing is coming, and we smell it, and then if we think we're nearly in the right place, then we will also taste a little bit of it as well.
Still smells good to me.
Brilliant.
And next door in the packing room, it's time for a sample.
So, shall we try?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Okay. Would obviously be perfect with some chutney or a large glass of port.
Yes.
Quite creamy, isn't it?
Yes, it's very mild.
16 years ago, Emily decided to diversify, to leave her own mark on the long-running family business by introducing a new product, blue cheese soup. There's about 8 different varieties, and today it's leek and potato with blue cheese that's on the menu.
We've got some leeks here that you could help chop up.
Yeah.
Just chop them, roughly chop.
About
Sort of an inch.
yeah.
Yes, perfect. That'd be great, Caroline. Thank you.
Emily's soup is sold to pubs and restaurants, and also at festivals.
Pop those in, and Caroline, would you like to grab the onions? And we'll pop all that in together as well.
Once the leeks and onions are cooking, in goes vegetable stock, and then the star ingredient.
The smell is
Right.
gorgeous.
Tim, do you want to add the potatoes?
Thickening ingredients.
In they go.
Last in is milk and seasoning, and after a blitz, it's ready to try.
Okay.
It's gorgeous.
Grab some bread.
Oh, yummy. It's fantastic. Creamy, really tasty.
You can taste the cheese coming through.
Yeah, brilliant. Not too cheesy, I hope.
No.
Just a little
Oh,
hint of cheese.
perfect balance.
Yeah, brilliant.
Wonderful. Really interesting and great fun. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we've learned a lot.
Pleasure.
For our next stop, we're travelling to Peacemarsh, within the Dorset town of Gillingham. Set in the Blackmore Vale, Peacemarsh used to be a hamlet before being taken under the wing of Gillingham as it expanded. Here, there are all the shops and facilities you might need, and also good rail links that includes routes to London. The River Stour runs through the town as it winds its way to the English Channel. Close to amenities, but away from the centre is our second offering. So let's meander up this nice, imposing gravel drive.
Yes.
And find a very pretty detached period property. Dates back to the 1850s.
Wow.
Apparently it was once the old cobbler's shop. Which is very nice. What are your first impressions?
Beautiful garden. It looks to be in very good condition and very pretty.
So come on, let's go and take a look. This 19th century double-fronted house is built from local sandstone and brick, with its latest additions at the rear dating back to just 2003. The front door takes us directly into the lounge diner, which spans the full width of the house. So through the little porch into a great-sized living space.
Have a fireplace.
It's a good size for a living room. It certainly has a lovely cosy feel to it.
Imagine yourself sitting around there, couldn't you?
We're in what would have been the
original.
original part of the house.
Yeah.
It would have been an old 2 up, 2 down.
Yeah.
And I think the shop would have been just off the back there with probably a separate door onto the shop part. So why don't we wander through and I'll just talk you through an idea that I've got in mind.
Right.
Okay.
Behind the living space and across the hallway at the back of the house is the kitchen. It's compact, it's quite small, but it's nice and light and bright.
Yeah, friendly.
A little bit small.
It's narrow as much as anything. It's,
Galley kitchen, isn't it?
I have an idea for
Yeah.
that, for how you could potentially overcome it. So this is still one of the older parts of the house.
Yes.
At the back has been added on an extension. So you've got a downstairs toilet, a utility room,
Right.
that leads off down towards a study, and then at the far end is a garage as well. So you've got a lot of space to work with here.
Yeah.
I think you could open all this up here, and then you would have potentially a really good-sized kitchen diner. Would doing that kind of work frighten you, or would that be something that you could take in your stride?
I don't think it would put us off necessarily, but it all comes down to budget in the end.
I'm glad they're keeping an open mind as to this property's potential, as utilising the downstairs extension would seriously increase the footprint of the living space on the ground floor. Upstairs, there's a large family bathroom serving 4 bedrooms. There's 1 in each corner of the house. There are 2 at the back, a bright double and an L-shaped single currently in use as a dressing room, and 2 doubles at the front, 1 with a picture window and another across the hallway, which is the largest of the 4. So straight into the master bedroom with really nice views over the pretty garden.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. This is quite a good size. There's plenty of room for us.
It's very homely and cosy.
Yeah, you do get those. It's a very nice period property. You can see that.
Well, let's go outside. Let's explore the garden, which I know caught your eye when you first arrived.
Okay.
The property has a beautiful, mature and colourful garden with a patio area, a lawn and well-stocked borders. So here at the back of the garden is this really pretty little courtyard tucked away. I bet on a nice sunny day it's a lovely sunspot.
Sunset.
What about the size of the garden and the planting that's in it? Is this your style?
Yes, you couldn't get a better style of garden, certainly.
When we're outside in this garden, it's something that you can appreciate, but you've also got this background noise all the time. So we'd probably think about compromising on other areas, such as the overall size of the property.
OK, so size then is less important than having your peace and quiet?
Yes.
OK, so let's return to the budget. What do you think it's on the market for?
I'm going to go at about 390.
390 from you, Tim. Caroline?
395?
I'm afraid, Tim, the drinks are on you later. You're wrong, because Caroline is bang on the money. It's on the market for £395,000. How did you know? It shows you that actually, you know, we're at the top end of your budget.
Yeah.
We are getting space, but, you know, you're not able to get that rural quietness with the space as well.
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah.
well, we've got lots to think about, definitely. So why don't you two go and explore, have another look around and come and find me when you're ready.
Yep. Thank you.
Well, I think this has been a really worthwhile exercise because it's bringing home to Caroline and Tim that this search is definitely going to be about compromise. This detached 19th century property has crept in £5,000 under Caroline and Tim's top budget. It offers them space, 4 bedrooms, a beautiful garden, and is also in a well-connected location close to a good selection of amenities.
This house has some nice period features. It's very charming. It's perhaps not quite what we're looking for, but close.
This house, I think, has a lot of plus points to it and a few minor disappointments. We like the fact that we've got a nice mixture of good-sized rooms. There's also a very pretty garden, but we think we probably wouldn't ever use that garden. We think it's far too noisy outside, so we would compromise on this extra space to get the kind of peace that we want.
So, a good day's house hunting.
Yeah.
That I think has given the two of you lots to think about.
It has.
Certainly has.
Let's go and do some thinking and some chatting.
Okay.
It's the last leg of our search for a country pad in North Dorset for Caroline and Tim, from Ash in Surrey to call home. They've got a top budget of £400,000 to find a 3-bedroom home with a garden fit for the green-fingered. Still to come, we've got a perfectly placed mystery house.
Absolutely beautiful. You couldn't have found a nicer spot for us, really.
And so peaceful.
Yes, it is beautifully peaceful. And it's all hands to the deck as I get ready to set sail. That's better.
That's it.
Get in my groove.
There you go, you're a natural.
Well, it's the second day of our house hunt here in Dorset, and I think we gave our couple plenty to think about yesterday and helped them to focus on exactly what, on that rather ambitious wish list, they may be prepared to compromise on. Well, today is a whole new house hunting day, and we're off to see the mystery property, which once again is going to challenge Tim and Caroline, but in a very different way. For our last property, we're travelling to the village of Mapowder. Its name comes from the Old English for maple tree, and there are certainly many trees to be seen in this beautiful rural setting. The village church of St Peter and St Paul dates back to the 15th century and features beautiful, intricate architectural work, which has earned it a Grade 1 listing. A mile and a half down the road in neighbouring Hazelbury Bryan is the local pub, which was built in 1750 and was formerly a dairy and a brewery. What's more, it's not too far away from our third and final property, this semi-detached stone character cottage dating back to 1855. Well, I'm going to stop right here because this is the mystery house.
And I've just seen some chickens.
There's 23 of them.
They may not come with the property.
What do you think?
It looks lovely.
Good first impressions.
Yeah, very good.
I love the local stone.
Yeah.
It's really eye-catching.
Well, I think we just wanted to push you on just how rural the two of you were really prepared to go. So your neighbours here are really going to be the cows and the chickens. You know, you are in the field.
Yes, as we were approaching the village, it was gorgeous views in all directions. And I can see that we can still enjoy those from the house.
So is this kind of what you had in mind for your escape here to Dorset?
Yes.
Yeah, you're getting much closer.
Much closer.
Come on, let's go and explore. There's only the cluck of chickens and the tweets of birds to be heard as we make our way into the mystery house. Let's hope the encouraging reactions continue inside. So let's wander in to the living room, which, as you can see, is packed with just as much character as this house has from the outside.
Look at that fireplace.
The wood-burning stove.
Plenty of room to sit
Very
around.
cosy.
Yeah.
It's cosy, but it's actually a really good-sized lounge.
Plenty of light coming in. This looks really, really nice. Very pleasant.
Well, I know the kitchen and the diner matters to you, because you want that open space, don't you?
Yes.
You can probably spy just off here is a dining room, and then through that we go to the kitchen. So I'm going to take you through and explore that, because there's a few things about this house I need to explain to you.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
This cottage offers the layout Caroline and Tim are after, with one room flowing into the next. So we come through a lovely sized dining room into a compact but very pretty kitchen. It's a painted kitchen with lovely views out over the fields.
Yeah. Way up the sink.
I love the view. Again, it's very cosy. Perhaps a little bit small.
Yeah, I think we would probably do something about changing the layout if we can, so that these two rooms are part of the same sort of environment. Try and draw them together in some way.
Well, I've got one better for you than that, really, because this house has had some planning permission passed on it.
Okay.
And the planning permission basically involves putting a doorway through there at the bottom of the stairs and adding on a fantastically proportioned kitchen dining space with bifolding doors that would open up onto the garden and would completely take advantage of the views that you get.
That's a good plan.
Which would leave this space then to potentially be a very nice hallway, but could also be a little study area.
Yeah.
It sounds lovely, but whether we'd have enough money left in our budget to do that.
Does doing that kind of work frighten you, potentially?
No,
or is
not
that...
at all.
OK, so I think we're off to a good start with the mystery house.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, the plans actually also involve making some alterations upstairs. There's 3 bedrooms already, and yeah, you might be able to add to that. So let's go upstairs and I'll explain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The bathroom in this property is on the ground floor, with the 3 bedrooms all upstairs. They lie off a narrow landing, One overlooks the back garden and the other two have front aspects. But it's the master we're heading to, although it might not be the master if Caroline and Tim decide to call this cottage home. Now, what the plans also involve is to add an extra bedroom up here, so you would stick with your 3 bedrooms and to convert the smaller bedroom potentially into a second bathroom up here.
That would be a much more sensible layout for the longer term, yes.
Caroline, I thought that this would really grab you, this house, because of its location and its...
I love the character, I love the location. I'm just wondering about the space, basically. We'd probably want to do an extension like almost immediately, wouldn't we, I think?
Well, only because I think that these sorts of rooms don't have the facility to put some storage in, or a great deal of storage.
It's a period cottage.
Yes.
And with that you get that character, but there are drawbacks that also come with that, because you do get smaller proportions, you get lower ceilings, you get this cute cottagey feel.
Absolutely.
So it's all about the compromise. OK, well, I'm really keen to show you outside, because obviously one of the big pluses for this property is its rural position and those beautiful views.
Yeah.
So let's go and have a look at the garden, and you can get a clearer picture of where the extension could be as well. At the rear of the property, it has a substantial garden with a large lawn, a blank canvas for our keen gardeners, and there are also a host of fruit trees. Then beyond it are endless, stunning countryside views. So where the house was small and petite, the garden is most definitely not. It's a great sized garden.
Yeah.
We've got the chicken coop, we've got some sheds, and of course those amazing views.
Yes, absolutely beautiful. You couldn't have found a nicer spot for us, really.
And so peaceful.
Yeah, it is beautifully peaceful. As I said, you know, it's how rural do you want to be? We're pushing that a little bit to the boundaries, but, you know, you can see why when you've got that view.
Yeah, we don't think you've pushed us too far in that respect. We really like the idea of it being in a village like this, with all those views to look at every day when we get up. It's perfect for that.
Well, let's see if we can visualise the price.
OK.
Yeah, I'll go first this time. I need the price to be about 350,000 for it to be a possibility for us.
So that's a hopeful guess at the price, is it? Not really based at all on what you actually think it's on the market, or the price you need it to be. OK, Caroline?
Probably 375.
Well, hope has won out on this occasion, Tim, because it's on the market for £349,950.
Wow.
Leaving you plenty of money in your budget to potentially do the extension, any alterations you might want to do to it.
Yeah, that's incredible.
So now you know the price. Go back inside, have another look around, and come and find me when you're ready. Off you go.
Lovely. Yeah, great.
This beautifully appointed semi-detached stone cottage is £50,000 below our couple's top budget. It's bright and has the flow thereafter, along with 3 bedrooms, planning permission to extend, and a fabulous plot of land with amazing views.
And this is where the extension would come out here, so that would give us a really big kitchen and dining area.
Yeah.
And then you've got the extra room upstairs as well.
Lovely. I think the Mystery House is very pretty, a lovely location, and it's a bonus that it's got so much land.
I'm very optimistic about this property. It's got everything that we asked for and probably more besides. I think I need to check a lot of the facts, though, to make sure that this is a practical choice for us. But otherwise, look at that view behind me. It's perfect for me.
Well, that's all the property's seen. I think it's time to go and have a little chat, shall we?
Yes.
Yes.
Come on. We couldn't come to Dorset without venturing down to its dramatic Jurassic coast. Stretching 95 miles from East Devon to East Dorset, the geology here charts millions of years of history. The gateway to this stunning coastline is Lyme Regis, known as the Pearl of Dorset, where the sea and boats have been central to its development and importance in the region, with a seafaring history that dates back to the 13th century. Although the town hasn't been a commercial boat-building centre since the late 1800s, since 1997 it's been home to the Boat Building Academy, the only school of its kind in the county. I've come to meet Steve Petford, a boat-building instructor here and a former student. He graduated himself from the academy in 2008. Hi Steve, how are you doing?
Hello, fine, thank you.
So tell me about the school then, tell me about the courses that you run here.
The length of the course is 38 weeks. and that's quite an intensive period for the students, because a lot of them come from having had no experience whatsoever. And we end up, by the end of the 38 weeks, producing things like, as you see in the background, that was built by a student who had no woodworking experience whatsoever before he came on the course.
The boats around me are staggeringly beautiful.
Yeah.
And I think they're beautiful, really, because you can see the craftsmanship that's gone into them. So these are really old skills that you're teaching here, aren't they?
Exactly, yeah. And they're transferable as well. So the students who graduate don't necessarily go into boat building industry, but the skills we give them means they can do lots of other things.
The 38-week course costs just under £14,000, and students range from 18 to 80, with its graduates working all over the world. The Academy also offers short courses, and over 90% of the work is practical. So now it's my turn to try my hand at this beautiful and impressive craft.
See how your planing skills are?
Oh, what do you mean? My dad's a carpenter, so I should be all right.
Should be OK then.
See, if I don't notice a lot of electronic tools, they're quite traditional tools. I mean, as I said, my dad's a carpenter.
Right.
These are the things I remember him having in his tool bag when I was a little girl.
Yeah, a lot of it's done by hand. Okay.
I know what that is. That's a plane.
Well, that's a number four plane, OK? And it's just a case of like that.
Well, let's have a go. Let me see if I can remember. Right.
So try and keep your weight on the back hand and keep it flat.
You really need to concentrate.
So if you came
I
on
was
the
trying to
course-
talk to you at the same
Yeah.
time then, and I couldn't, because
No.
it focuses your mind, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
That's better.
That's it.
Getting my groove.
There you go, you're a natural.
I wouldn't go that far. Yeah, how old are the techniques that we're using here today?
Well, some of the boats we're building here have been built the same way for hundreds of years.
So where do the boats end up? I mean, they're beautiful.
Yeah.
Where do they go?
The students will commission the boats, they will pay for the materials, and at the end of the course, the boat's theirs to take away.
So they can use them if it's their dream boat, or they can sell them?
You can do, yes.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So what's the boat that I'm not very gracefully planing?
This is called a tammy nori, and this one's going to be a rowing boat, but it can also be a sailing boat.
Well, after all that hard work, I'm being rewarded with a trip on the waters of Lyme Regis. This beautiful boat is called a guillemot and is made from larch and chestnut. It was hand-built by the students and took 21 weeks to complete.
And this is the view of Lyme Regis when we get out of the harbour.
This is beautiful.
It's really nice, isn't it?
Student Stephanie Bielowski from Austria is taking me out on the waters. She's 16 weeks into her course here and had absolutely no experience when she started. When she graduates, she's hoping to work as a boat builder. I mean, this is just such a beautiful place to come and to learn these techniques, isn't it?
Yes.
You've got this on your doorstep.
Oh, it's amazing. Just to think, like, this boat was just a sketch a few months ago, and now we're out on it. It's very satisfying. All right, once we have the sails, we just want to keep a bit of balance in the boat.
OK, so keep it steady.
So, yeah, just push it towards you a little bit for us to set the sails.
Yay! It's really nice.
Yeah, keep the rudder. Oh, well, we're sailing.
It's amazing. The feeling when the wind catches that sail, it's something else, isn't it?
You can tell right away,
Yeah, it's
can't you?
great.
It just pushes you out.
This is somebody's dream, and we're out here sailing it today.
Yes.
We're really lucky.
It feels very privileged, yes.
How wonderful experiencing Dorset in all its glory from the water. And now it's time to sail back to land and back to our Dorset-loving couple. I wonder what Tim and Caroline have made of their first experience of house hunting in Dorset. Let's have a chat to them and find out. Hello, you two.
Hello.
Well, the last couple of days have been interesting. Let's just refresh our minds on the two properties that we showed you yesterday.
The first one we saw was very appealing. Certainly it was big enough for the both of us. There was a lovely kitchen. It was on a decent-sized plot. However, it was quite close to a road. And the second one was even closer to a busy road, so I don't think we'd consider that.
So, of course, with those you got space because of where you were, and then we showed you the complete opposite, which was far more rural, pretty cottage, but with that you lose some space. What were your thoughts on that one?
Well, from the moment we saw it, And from even before that, when we were approaching the village, we were very taken by the way it looked. When we got inside, it was a little disappointing, but as you pointed out, this is what we should expect from a semi-detached cottage in a village location. And we were prepared to give it an open mind to see if we could make it work for us. And they threw in another ingredient for us, which was the fact that they had planning permission for an extension. And that made things a little bit more attractive.
So is that one on the back burner potentially, Caroline? Or,
I saw the potential there, but I always think that if you go into a property and you immediately start thinking, I need to change this, I need to change that, perhaps it's not the right property anyway.
We're hoping that within our budget, we can get somewhere that is more rural than the first house, less rural than the last house, and somewhere in between in terms of dimensions and what we can get for our money. So yes, of course, we've got to make some changes to our wish list, but we think there is something available out there, and we need to do a lot more searching to find it.
Well, I'm really pleased that over the last couple of days we've helped you to kind of focus on what it is that you want and perhaps what it is that you don't want as well.
Absolutely. Very helpful.
Well, we wish you all the best with finding that forever home here in Dorset, and we hope you can find what you're looking for.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Well, it's the end of our time here in Dorset, and while we didn't clinch the deal, we certainly helped Tim and Caroline focus on what they want from their forever home here in the southwest. We wish them all the best with their search and their new life together. Join me next time on Escape to the Country. With almost 60 sites of special scientific interest across almost 1,500 square miles, this beautiful region has gained international recognition for its unique mix of flora, fauna and people. Find out where I am and why it's so special in just a moment. Today, a pair of go-getters are looking to upcycle their lifestyles with their move to the country. And along the way come some pleasant surprises.
That's amazing.
That's very
That's
good.
amazing. It's a game changer.
And the positive reactions just keep coming.
Wow. Actually, I think you got him at the driveway coming in.
It's a double wow. You're not going to beat this one.
Oh, really?
No.
Today we're in Devon, and this is the North Devon Biosphere Reserve, the first of only a handful of protected biosphere sites here in the UK. Established by UNESCO in 1971, there are now more than 600 reserves around the world, and their principal aim is to harmoniously connect people with nature. And later on in the show, I'll be finding out more about the sustainable conservation of this ecosystem by meeting some of the people who are fortunate enough to live and work here in this beautiful protected landscape. Devon can be found in the far southwest of England. The county has 2 national parks within its borders. Dartmoor, in the southern part of the region, covers some 365 square miles of wild, windswept moorland and rolling hills, while Exmoor is found on the north coast and flows over the border into neighbouring Somerset. Inland, the historic market town of Great Torrington offers a commanding view of the River Torridge, and the town is home to an array of shops and businesses. Of particular fame is Dartington Crystal, which first opened its factory doors in 1967 and is the only major crystal factory in the UK. Head south from here and you'll enter an area known as Devon's Ruby Country, which prides itself on its unspoilt, tranquil landscape and takes its name from the red ruby Devon cattle that originates here. And their distinctive colouring is just one of the sights not to be missed on a visit to this striking region. Devon is the 3rd largest county in England, so it's no wonder there's plenty to do and see for locals and visitors alike. And when it comes to property prices in this part of the West Country, you may be pleasantly surprised, as the average detached home comes in at only £14,000 above the national figure of £300,000. It's the combination of great homes and gorgeous countryside
and a tourism industry worth over £2 billion to the local economy that's luring today's buyers here to Devon.
Sally and Colin from East Horsley in Surrey currently run their own lettings and property management business, but they want to swap it all for a country life with their young son Daniel.
We're really excited about going down to Devon and having just a whole new area to look at. We've been in Surrey for the best part of 25 years, so we've done all the walks, we know all the hills, we know all the parks, and as beautiful as they are, we want a new adventure.
We just feel at home down in Devon. I spent a lot of my childhood in Devon, so it's just like going back home.
Although they've been very happy where they live, increased traffic and development means now is the perfect time to leave.
In making the move, we've given Daniel a lot of thought because we're really aware that when you're 11, you've got your friends, and it is quite a wrench. He's a confident, happy boy, really well-rounded, and I know he'll be absolutely fine.
They first met at college when Sally was 19 and found herself in a rather difficult position.
And I actually got stuck in the toilet and he came and rescued me. And as soon as I graduated, we were together. Colin's my first boyfriend. And we fell in love. I think we're best friends first, weren't we?
Yeah.
Now soulmates.
And you used to cook me bacon sandwiches.
Yeah, that's very true. Probably have more to do with the bacon sandwiches.
But it's not just a new home our couple are after. They're keen to move into the hospitality industry.
We really want to sort of create a business, doesn't we, that we can follow on from what we're doing now.
My career has always been in the letting side. Colin's always been in maintenance, as well as landscaping and gardening. So together, we can combine our skills and make a real success of something. It's really important that we get something that we can build on. It doesn't have to be all bells and whistles from day one. We can put work into developing it, and that would be exciting. The best stories are told around a campfire, and that's what we want to create for people.
One of the biggest plus points is the chance to be able to put their very different hobbies to good use. Colin's practical skills will be a big help in their new life, but he's also hoping for space to really indulge his creative side.
I'm a great recyclist. I see things around that I think someone's discarded, and I can always put something to some use. Sally will say, more rubbish you brought home, but in 6 months' time, that will be in the house as something very beautiful.
And Sally's got her own plans.
I adore baking. It's my absolute escapism. It's sort of my time alone in the kitchen. And there's that absolute sense of satisfaction when you see the family really tucking in and enjoying the food that you've made. And that's what I want to extend out to our guests as well.
With their minds made up, all that's left is to make it happen.
We're not talkers, we actually...
We are doers.
We're doers. We want to achieve our goals in life, and hopefully we'll achieve it.
We're so much stronger together. When we work together, we really do achieve good results. Can't wait.
Sally and Colin would like to settle in North Devon, somewhere between Oakhampton and South Molton, so that's where we're concentrating our search. But before we get started, I'm meeting them in the county to get the lowdown on their property wish list.
Welcome to Devon, Colin and Sally.
Thank you very much.
When did you decide this county had to be home?
I think it was about 2-3 years ago when we came down for a short break and suddenly our shoulders went, and we felt like we'd come home.
Of course, this move isn't just about finding a new home in Devon, but it's a new career in Devon.
It's a new career.
It is. It's like packing up our home, our business, our life, and it's like starting again, totally from scratch.
And what is the career ambition?
We'd like to do holiday lets. How that takes its form, though, is quite wide and varied. We would look at taking something with land to build up a yurt business, or we could look at something already formed as holiday cottages or lodges.
And that's what you want alongside the property?
Ideally, yes. Yeah. It's not the end of the world if it wasn't, as long as we had the acreage to be able to do something.
What about the home itself, where you'll both be living with your son?
Need a big kitchen for entertaining, really cosy lounge, fireplace.
I'm looking for exposed beams to give the age of the property, and definitely vaulted ceilings if possible. Yeah. The older the better.
Something with a bit of history.
Something definitely with a bit of history.
Yeah. Minimum 3 bedrooms, and ideally some outside space, barn, workshop for Colin.
When it comes to the type of business you want to run, have you any experience of that at all?
Not in holiday cottages per se, but I've been in lettings for 25 years.
And what's the budget we have to play with?
Bottom is 650, but we've got funding in place to go all the way to almost £1 million, so more comfortable around 950 though.
Well, it's a healthy-sized budget.
Yes.
We've got 3 properties to show you, including, of course, our mystery, but you're going to have to wait until tomorrow for that. Let's go and see our first home.
Fabulous.
Fabulous, thank you.
For their top budget of £950,000, Sally and Colin would like an old character property with a big kitchen perfect for entertaining and a cosy living space. They want at least 3 bedrooms, a workshop and potential for a holiday let and a yurt business. We've gathered an impressive trio of properties for them to view, and after they've toured each one, the all-important price will be revealed. When it comes to the mystery house, well, that's nobody else's business but their own. We're starting our journey round North Devon in the village of Mayshore. Just 3 miles away is the village of Witheridge, which sits between Exmoor and Dartmoor. The picturesque village offers both shops and eateries, a community centre and the Grade 1 listed Church of St John the Baptist, which dates back to around 1500. An 8-minute drive takes us to Mayshore, where our house hunt begins with a beautiful whitewashed period property approached by a gravel drive.
Here you go. House number 1.
Wow. It's gorgeous.
Very nice, the first appearance.
It dates back to the 16th century and it's actually Grade 2 listed.
OK.
And rumour has it, it was the Earl of Portsmouth's hunting lodge.
Wow.
It's made of cob and stone and you've got that lovely slate roof.
Love the slate roof.
I hope it's got the history that you were after, Colin.
It's looking that way. It's looking old and it's looking as if we've got high voltage ceilings. I'm very excited to go in and have a look.
And I'm also wanting to know what this is behind me.
You keep looking.
I do.
It comes with a holiday let.
Oh, fantastic.
So this was converted a few years ago from a barn.
Yeah, and beyond it, outbuildings?
You've got outbuildings, exactly. So you've got another outbuilding here that you can convert. It's got planning permission if you want to convert it into a second holiday let.
Right.
And there are more buildings, so I will show you them later. But if you're happy with the setting, let's go inside and see if you like the house.
Brilliant, fantastic.
Sally and Colin have already had a sneak preview of some of the treats on offer here, but there's plenty more to see.
The cobbled stone is such a feature here. And then you've got quarry stone here in this beautiful kitchen.
Oh, that's what you
Look
wanted,
at that
a quarry.
range. That is absolutely stunning.
It's got a farmhouse feeling to it,
It
isn't
has,
it?
and I love the beams. The beams, the ceiling, it's just perfect. But that's just inviting me to want to go over there and look more.
Yes.
What you can see through there is a utility room.
Okay,
so it's a really nice-sized utility room, so you don't have to have all the mess in here.
That works perfect for us.
There's a boot room as we entered as
is
well,
there?
so with a separate
Yeah.
WC, so you've got all those facilities. We explore more of the downstairs.
On the ground floor, the main rooms all have aspects to the rear. Next to the kitchen and accessed from the hallway is a beautiful dining room. It has original oak flooring, an open stone fireplace and a window seat. Leading on from the dining room is the sitting room, which can also be entered from the hallway.
Wow, what a lovely room.
That's nice size. It's a living room, isn't it?
I love the fact it's wood flooring as well. The flow between these two rooms is fantastic.
But is that a working fire?
Yes,
Is it a working
exactly. So
fire?
you've got 2 fireplaces downstairs here.
I'm not so sure we'd use that as a formal dining room, because we don't. I think I can actually see our furniture in there as the snug around that Inglenut fireplace and having this more as our formal lounge.
Now, upstairs, you've got 4 bedrooms.
OK.
I will let you explore later, but as the business side is so important, should we go and have a look at the holiday
That'd be great, yeah.
Let's go.
On the first floor, all 4 bedrooms have feature windows overlooking the garden. The master has an ensuite, there's a smaller room next door, then there are 2 doubles currently set out as guest rooms, one with a cast iron Victorian fireplace, and they're all served by a smart family bathroom. Outside, we're headed to the neighbouring 2-bedroom holiday let, which was converted in 2006 and has more of a contemporary feel. It brings in around £13,000 a year for the current owners, but has the potential to earn much more. French doors lead us straight into the sitting room.
I can't get over how spacious and bright it is.
Oh, that's nice. It's well equipped, isn't it, as well?
This is one of 2 living rooms. There's actually a matching living room upstairs.
Oh, really?
Upstairs.
Yeah, they've kept all the charm as well of the converted barn with the beams. It's lovely.
So this is where your guests would live. Should we go and see what outside space they would
That'd be
enjoy?
brilliant.
And also find out how much you think all of this is worth.
Wow, thank you.
Outdoors, there's a collection of outbuildings and a large private garden bordered by mature trees, along with plenty of land. Perfect if Sally decides to start up a yurt business alongside the holiday let.
This is the garden to the house. Let's talk about all the land and everything that comes with the house. You've got 4.5 acres in total. What you can see over there is one of 2 paddocks. The local farmer's keeping his sheep on that at the moment. And in that paddock over there, there's a huge fishing pond with carp and tench in it. So maybe something for your guests to do. In that corner, you have a little swimming pool.
Wow.
And there's a workshop. We can't forget your workshop.
Can't forget my workshop, no.
There's a huge
I'm very impressed.
double-storey workshop.
Yeah.
So who would like to go first? Who would like to guess how much this property is on the market for?
I would say it's got to be near the top of our budget, so I'm going to say 900.
OK, Colin?
I'd say a bit less than that 875.
Well, you're both going to be very pleased with what I'm about to say. It's actually currently on the market for £775,000.
No way, that's amazing.
That's very good.
Amazing. Wow. It's a game changer.
Now that you know the price, because that always affects
Yeah.
the way you think, go and have another nosy round.
Thank you,
and I'll
yeah.
meet you in a little bit.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
As soon as I saw this place, I had a feeling they would feel at home, and I think it's almost perfect for them. What a brilliant start.
This fabulous Grade 2 listed 16th century property has delivered on all fronts and comes in at £175,000 under Sally and Colin's top budget. It's got bags of character, 4 bedrooms in the main house and 2 in the holiday cottage. So there's a business ready to go and room for Sally's yurts too.
Oh, wow. Oh, this is nice.
Look at how high it is.
This is brilliant. Oh, I do really like this. I love the property to bits. I think it's got character, it's got age, it's got a feeling of wanting to live there as a family.
I really love the potential this property's offering. It's got quite a balance. I love the fact that the family home's ready to move into. The business potential is awesome. I love the paddocks. For the guests, absolutely love the cottage. That works on every level, and we can carry out our dream of doing the yurts round the beautiful lake. So, to me, it's a real sensible proposition.
I could see myself and Sally living here and setting up our yurts and our lettings, and we'd be a very happy family.
Colin, Sally is already yurt shopping in her head, isn't she?
She definitely is.
I've redecorated.
Redecorated.
colours.
Go steady. We've still got another house to see today.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
For centuries, the stunning Devon countryside has inspired artists and craftspeople alike. And that's exactly what enticed local artist Hilary Johnson to settle here over 30 years ago, to embark on her bespoke leather business in the quaint village of Chumley. As Sally and Colin are planning to start their own business venture when they move to Devon, we've arranged for them to meet Hilary.
Why is Devon so inspirational to you?
I think it's the land, the greenery, the lushness, the beauty. It's a place where you can feel the land. I think it's a place where you can feel good.
In tune with nature, aren't you?
Yes,
And
absolutely.
So in this part of North Devon, is there a demand for local craft?
Yes, if you have the marketing skills and the business skills, and obviously a good product at the right price.
Yes.
Yes, North Devon is a good place.
Hilary learnt the art of leatherwork in America and then perfected her skills in Devon. She's had her design studio and shop here since 2011 and crafts handbags, purses and other leather accessories.
And all the leathers are so different. This is so soft and Like these ones are much more robust, aren't they?
Yes, they are. Yes, I use a variety of leathers for different bags that have different needs. Like these satchel ones are very hard wearing and they won't scratch. There's others that are very hard wearing and will scratch because people like a good beat up bag.
Yes.
Hilary's shop is full of beautiful, colourful creations, and today she's going to show Sally and Colin how to make a purse.
Colin is going to make a coin purse out of this heavy-duty satchel leather. Sally is going to make a passport purse, and it's going to have a purple lining. The first thing we have to do is draw around the template.
Hilary is used to teaching novices. She regularly holds leather workshops in her studio.
They're very simple, but this is exactly the same principle as I make the most complicated bags.
Yes. When Sally and Colin have traced round their templates, they're ready to cut the leather before using latex glue to stick the pieces together.
Perfect.
Perfectly done.
Next, the excess leather's trimmed.
You're trying to go through both layers now.
Before the edges are secured on the sewing machine.
It's very neat.
Yeah, very good. Lovely. Is excellent. You're going all the way round the curve.
Fantastic. Well, hey.
That's very good.
I'm
That's
actually
lovely.
pleased with that.
Yeah, very good.
All my work.
Yeah.
Lastly, it's a press stud fastening for Colin's purse.
That's
And one for Sally's.
Lovely.
brilliant, isn't it?
That's really beautiful.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Do you know, today's been absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much for having us and showing us what you do. It's incredible. We've really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Well, I've enjoyed it as well.
Good.
It's been really nice meeting you both.
Full of inspiration, it's time for our craft-loving pair to return to their house hunt. Our next property stop takes us to Chittleham Holt. Once just a clearing in the woods, the village grew into what it is today, a community surrounded by gentle hills where narrow lanes are lined with thatched cottages, a village hall, a shop and a playing field. The local pub started life as a 16th century coaching inn on the main Barnstaple to Exeter Road. And the Church of St John the Baptist, built in 1838, has a Grade 2 listing. Just a mile from the heart of the village is our next offering, this old farmhouse with parts that date back to the 16th century.
And here we have house number 2.
Wow. Actually, I think you got him at the driveway coming in.
It's a double wow. I think you've reached my far expectations with this one. You're not going to beat this one.
Oh, really?
No.
Have you forgotten about house number 1 already?
No, no. But this looks amazing.
I'm going to let you have something.
OK.
There is a holiday let, that cottage that we passed,
Wow.
but that's all I'm going to say.
OK.
Right, OK.
Let's check out the house first.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yep.
This impressive period house has already blown Sally and Colin away, and they've not even crossed the threshold. But as we do, the front door leads straight into a large boot room with enough space to store all the white goods. And from here, we reach the kitchen with a slate-flagged floor.
Oh, look, an exposed wall.
Look at the range.
Wow. And my lovely exposed beams.
This is actually the extension to
Really?
the house. This isn't the original 16th century part of the house, but doesn't it feel like it is?
It does, yeah. It's so well done, isn't it?
I really love this. It's got a gorgeous feel.
So far, so good. You?
And you wanted a fireplace. Follow me.
Next to the kitchen is the dining room with a big open fireplace, and next to that is a large sitting room, which is last stop on our tour of the ground floor.
So the dining room that we just walked through and this area, they make up the original 16th century part of the building.
It's very cosy, but very homey.
It's incredibly homely. The feeling of coming home is definitely here.
You do have 4 bedrooms upstairs again.
Okay.
Just like the last house. I'm going to let you look at that later because actually, should we go and see the holiday let, because that's such an important part
It's
of this.
really important because when I'm looking at extended space, I know a holiday let isn't all the time, and that can also be utilised for the house when entertaining. So
exactly.
Let's go and see that.
Thank you.
Well, this farmhouse has already delivered, and that's before Sally and Colin have even checked out upstairs. On the first floor, there's a dual-aspect bath and shower room, and across the landing are the bedrooms, all with glorious views across the grounds. there's a large double, a smaller double, one in use as a study, and then there's the master, a generous size with its own bathroom. Outside and across the yard is the detached stone-built holiday cottage. On its ground floor is a living space with exposed beams and a wood-burning stove, a kitchen and a shower room. But we're headed straight to the first floor sleeping quarters, with vaulted ceilings just for Colin.
It's a huge space, isn't it?
I like the beams.
Well, you wanted a pitch roof somewhere, didn't you?
Yes, I did, yeah.
It feels brand new.
Yeah, they built it about 12 years ago, so... And the building that is next to the house, that actually has planning permission for 2 more holiday lets.
Okay.
If you want to convert and want more than just one.
Absolutely, yeah. So there's quite a lot of possibilities at the moment, which I think we need to see how that would work, and of course it'll all come down to price as well.
Of course. Well, let's go and have a look at the views close up, see what land you will have and how much it would cost you.
All important.
This property may have plenty of scope for business, but it's not all work and no play. There's an open-air swimming pool with a changing room, sauna and conservatory. The land is extensive and includes a deck, a carp pond, a stream and woodland. There's also a vegetable garden and an orchard, not to mention roaming deer and lovely views.
So, in addition to all of the outbuildings I've shown you, the big reveal
how much
is this, exactly, is that this house sits in the middle of 32 acres.
You're joking.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
It's basically 9 fields around us.
Wow.
So the question is if you want 32 acres.
I wouldn't say no to it.
I know you like the idea of 32 acres. You're overwhelmed, I know.
I'm overwhelmed
I know.
by the house. Actually, it's thrown me into confusion and a little bit of turmoil.
Let's see if the price clears things up for you, because that will answer a lot of questions,
Yes,
won't
will.
it? And then you can have another look around knowing the price. So who wants to go first? Who's brave enough?
I'd have a shooting guess and think it's possibly 925.
OK, Sally?
I'm really struggling and I don't actually have an idea, but I'm suspecting it, like Colin, it's above 900.
So is your guess 900?
950, I think.
950?
Yeah.
You're going to wish you went with 900, because that would have been closer. It's on the market for £895,000.
It's thrown a lot of questions and a lot of opportunity.
I hope good ones.
Good ones, all good ones.
It's not a bad problem to have, is it?
No.
Do you want to go off and have a look at the land, really, as well as the house, now that you know the price, and have a think?
Thank you.
Thank you.
This 16th century farmhouse has come in at £55,000 under budget. It has a great kitchen and a cosy sitting room along with 4 bedrooms. There's also an existing holiday let with planning permission for more. And sitting in 32 acres of land, the possibilities here are endless.
Wow. What would you like to use this for? Yurts?
I think it's more than just yurts, isn't it? Maybe even open this up to camping as well.
And I've got a nice view.
You have got your view.
Yeah. Property number 2 is far exceeded our expectations. We wanted a lot of acreage, but I think looking at the land, we could probably do quite a lot with it, but it's very exciting to know we have that availability.
It's very different and I found it really challenging, in fairness. The house itself is really cosy. It's a real, I feel the house hugging me. It feels like home. The land is incredible and the outbuildings are a joy.
Our dream is to own a property like this and to make it a family home.
I think Colin's fallen head over heels in love with it. His heart is ruling his head and he needs to sit down with me and talk figures.
It's a lot of land, isn't it?
Yep.
And a lot to get your head
A lot
around.
to take in.
I know. You're doing sums in your head, aren't you?
You're right.
Yeah.
Listen, it's the end of the day. We can do some maths on a napkin over dinner.
Yes.
And then think about it all. Let's go head off.
Yes.
That sounds great.
It's the second leg of our North Devon search for a country pad where Sally and Colin from Surrey, along with their young son Daniel, can call home. They have up to £950,000 to spend on a property with land and holiday let potential. And still to come, there's shock and awe when we unveil the hard-working mystery house.
You look very nervous.
Yes, very nervous.
And later, I'll be finding out how man and nature live in harmony in one of the most endangered grasslands on Earth.
So this is the special grassland?
This is it. There's 24 hectares of it here, but that's it. Nowhere else in the world.
In the world?
In the world.
Colin and Sally were impressed with both of our properties yesterday, with the 32 acres that came with House 2 tempting Colin in particular, and the business potential of House 1 capturing Sally. And it's business that's at the very heart of our mystery property today.
As we head towards the end of our journey with Sally and Colin, we find ourselves in the historic market town of Bideford. Only a stone's throw from the sea, this busy town was the third largest port in Britain during the 16th century. Inns and taverns that at one time would have served sailors and dock workers today are more accustomed to tourists and day trippers, drawn by the attractive range of shops and businesses to explore. But before we reveal our mystery house, it's time for a quick catch-up over a cuppa.
So I wanted to bring you to Bideford because this would be your local town.
It's actually the first time we've been into Bideford town, and as we drove in, it was all very picturesque. The estuary looked gorgeous, looks charming from what we've seen.
Now, we are very close to our mystery offering. So close, we're actually sitting in it.
Wow.
OK. Right.
You look very nervous.
Yes, very nervous. When I left university, I needed a job and I ended up in Mrs. Potter's tea room and lasted 35 minutes serving tea. Yeah.
How do you feel about the tea room?
Quite surprised, actually, being at home making tea for Sally all day and all night.
Yeah.
I just didn't foresee myself in my retirement still making tea and coffee for her.
It sounds like you might have been rehearsing for this for the last
I've got
20
the skills.
years.
I could go straight in and do it.
Shall we head off to the accommodation?
Let's do that.
I think we just need to walk through it all and
Okay.
maybe it will grow on you, and then we can discuss your options, especially once
Okay.
you know the price.
OK.
Okay.
This might not be quite what Sally and Colin had in mind, but the Mystery House is all about challenging ideas. And as a firmly established business, it's certainly worth exploring, with an annual turnover in excess of £150,000. There's space for around 60 covers inside, with a further 12 in the small courtyard out the back. Behind the scenes, there's a good-sized commercial kitchen, as well as a separate prep area. There are 2 floors of accommodation above the restaurant and tea room, so we're heading to the rear and the very top of this property to start exploring.
This is the main living area of the family home. What are you thinking?
I'm looking at the amazing light. The space here is gorgeous. It's quite attractive.
It's south-facing here, so
Yes.
you can imagine how airy this room is all the time.
Yeah.
And that looks out onto the courtyard. They've kept this attic bit open. There's a bedroom up there. You could use that
Right.
space for whatever you want because they just didn't want this closed-off attic that
No.
you just keep cardboard boxes in, really. So they've designed it in a way, and there's a bathroom there.
I think this is where now I've completely switched now from home to business opportunity. So I'm looking at it from a letting agent perspective. So that's now where my focus is. But that is positive because actually part of the move to Devon, as we've always said, is we know that we want to be in the rolling hills and the countryside, and that's unwavered. But we've still got to have an income. We've still got to have a business.
Let's head down the stairs to the kitchen.
Thank you.
So you might be able to see that this kitchen is part of the oldest part of this accommodation. Look at the floorboards. The owners think that these might have come from an old ship. I mean, the width of them sort of indicates
they're huge.
Yeah.
you could make more of a virtue of that
Absolutely.
if you did up this place. Because for the current family, this is just their second kitchen. They've got a proper kitchen downstairs.
Exactly. But as a separate contained flat,
Yes.
it's more than adequate.
Heading back down to the first floor, the accommodation is split into what could be 2 separate, self-contained apartments. The front one has 2 large double bedrooms on offer and a separate living area looking out onto the street. Then the rear half has the large, bright living space and kitchen we've just toured, with 2 bedrooms below.
This is the master bedroom of the apartment. Again, quite a nautical feel to it all.
It feels like a ship as you walk round,
It
doesn't
does,
it?
doesn't it?
It's all sort of stripped wood and white. Yeah.
And there's a really nice dressing area in here with a really nice veranda that looks out onto the courtyard of the actual tea room.
Right.
And then a Jack and Jill bathroom, which is so useful
That's really
because
handy.
it gives
Yeah.
a real option to an apartment.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's now time to talk about the bit you really want to talk about,
The
which
money.
is price. Exactly. So let's go and do
Let's
that.
go.
We'll go this way round.
We're going back up to the main living space to think about everything this enticing property and potential business opportunity has to offer. I'm wondering just how much Colin and Sally will think it's on the market for.
So I think it comes down to the price now, really, and I'm going to make you go first, Sally, because you're 2-0 down.
I'm going to put my finger in the air and say 180.
OK.
I'd say slightly higher, being its central location to Bideford and in the town centre. So I'd go 350.
It's a whitewash. Colin's closer again.
Oh, outrageous.
What might be outrageous is your guess.
Yes, I had a feeling. Central location.
Yes. It's actually on the market for £395,000. They would not take lower than that.
OK,
I'm
fair
afraid.
enough.
But that leaves you more than £500,000 in your top budget to find a home in a nice garden somewhere in Devon with your views, and I think that's a really reasonable budget for if you're not looking for another business, and all of that land.
Yes.
So
Food for thought. Food for thought.
Well, now that you know the price, have another look around.
Thank you very much.
And I'll meet you at the front.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
On the market for £395,000, this business-led property is well under our couple's budget, leaving them with plenty of money left over to find a perfect country cottage nearby. It comes with 5 potential bedrooms, 2 receptions, plus, of course, the large restaurant and tea room.
When it comes to the mystery house, it would work as a bed and breakfast, but not for us as a home or an environment in which we could use it as a home.
As a business, for somebody going into this wanting to be hands-on as managers, this is a fantastic option for them. The accommodation's fantastic downstairs, the space for 60 covers, the profits that they're making and turnover, it's an excellent business. It's just not for me.
You're looking at me in that way. I know I threw you a curveball this morning.
Yeah.
I'm not sorry, though.
You enjoyed it.
I did a little bit.
It's been really good to see. It's been good to compare.
Let's have a sit down and see whether this is really a proper option for you.
For us, yeah. OK.
Since 1976, large parts of North Devon have been part of a biosphere reserve set up in conjunction with the United Nations. It's one of only 669 reserves spread across 120 countries and was the first of the 6 such sites found within the UK. The reserve covers a huge area of almost 1,500 square miles, encompassing market towns and villages. I'm meeting Outreach Coordinator Matt Edworthy on Speckott Moor to see how this fusion of man and nature works.
So we're in it at the moment. I mean, that's a huge
yeah.
area, but with such a big area, it must cover so much terrain.
Yes, it's lots of different habitats, lots of different places.
And how does the biosphere affect the people that live within it and their businesses? Are there certain rules?
The joy of it is that over most of the area, there are no special things that are forced on people. What it's about is trying to preserve the environment, but also to use that environment to support people's social well-being and the economy, through tourism, for example. And that's what makes a biosphere different. It's not just a place, it's a community of people, all trying to live in more sustainable ways.
So I know we're standing in the middle of the biosphere, but are there any special habitats you can show me?
There is, Sonali. Just the other side of this gate, there's what we call culm grassland, which is very distinctive to the biosphere and found pretty much nowhere else on Earth.
Let's go and see the grassland.
OK.
Culm grassland is unique to the southwest and has suffered massive losses in recent years, so this important resource is in desperate need of conservation. One vital role the grassland plays in the local ecosystem is to help prevent flooding by soaking up water and then releasing it gradually back into rivers and streams.
So this is the special grassland?
This is it. There's 24 hectares of it here.
OK.
Which is quite a large amount considering we've lost more than 90% of the calm grasslands in the country over the last 100 years.
How? Why?
I mean, when you look at it from a farmer's point of view, productively farming this area, you'd want to drain it, you would want to put fertilisers on it, and that's what has happened. And so the amount of this more natural habitat that's left has decreased. But this is so important for wildlife that we've realised we really have to work with farmers to preserve it. It may look just like grass, but there's all sorts of different plants in here that support different species. But it's not just a case of leaving it, we have to manage it too.
You mentioned that more than 90% of it has been lost, so where else can you find it?
Most of the remaining stuff is still here in North Devon, with some in South Wales and a little bit in Cornwall. But that's it, nowhere else in the world. So,
in the world?
In the world, so losing more than 90% in the UK is losing more than 90% in the world.
Matt's shown me the unique land within the biosphere, but I'm interested in hearing from some of the people that live within its embrace. So he's pointed me in the direction of Simeon Day, who runs a sustainable cafe nearby and is welcoming my help preparing for organic pizza night.
What motivates you to help that connection between people and nature and being sustainable and running an organic cafe?
I think a lot of society has lost the connection between nature and wildlife, and so by running our business the way that we are, it's able to help people reconnect that, but also how you can have sustainability in your life really easily, whether it's just who you get your electricity supplied from, or how you heat your water, or using organic dough rather than just normal dough.
I don't look as professional as you doing this. Do you find that there is a lot of like-minded people within?
There is. For our suppliers, for example, our local butcher only sources meat from Devon and Cornwall farms. And our ice cream is supplied by another farmer who actually, his cows produce the milk, he produces the ice cream from that, and 5 miles away he drops it down to us. So there's a whole kind of network of like-minded people and traders all working and living in the country, in the Biosphere Reserve with the same kind of attitude.
Well, how's that then?
That is perfect. That's great. Thank you very much.
All ready for you to make tonight?
Yeah, definitely.
I'm going to leave Simeon to finish his pizza making. But it's encouraging to know that sustainability can work on a business level and that the biosphere really does seem to be having a positive effect on both the land and those who live here.
I think we can safely say that Colin and Sally have found a property they like, but it's time to find out if they'll have the guts to go for it. Now then, Colin and Sally, I think I know that house number 1 is your clear favourite. Am I right?
Yes, absolutely. After seeing it, I think we both fell in love with it.
Yeah, we've been on this incredible journey viewing the 2 properties and the mystery house.
You were really struggling after house number 2. That really caused a little bit of marital friction.
I dangled lots of land in front of you.
But when we actually sat down and, you know, did the sums of what the business was going to shape up like, it was just a bit too much land and the house was just a little bit too small. So we were waiting to see if you were going to show us a chocolate box cottage with lots of space, and you didn't. So the mystery was good because actually it made us realise we couldn't live in a town and we couldn't run that type of business. So immediately, as we came away from that, we actually rang and put in an offer.
On the first?
On the first. So I'm hoping we can do a deal.
Congratulations, wow.
And then Colin's hard work begins putting my dream of the holiday lets and yurts into practice.
It's all in her head and you've got to execute it.
It certainly is.
Well, congratulations again. I'm so pleased for you and I look forward to you calling and saying they've accepted our offer and we're moving in a couple of weeks, and it'll be really nice to hear some more good news.
Yeah, hopefully soon. Thank you.
Thank you for all your hard work.
Yeah, it's been a great journey, really good.
Well, an offer in before we've even said goodbye. I couldn't be happier for Colin and Sally, and we certainly got a glimpse of just how at home they feel here in Devon. So fingers crossed it all goes through, and we wish them well in their new house and business. See you next time on Escape to the Country.
I'm pleased to report that Sally and Colin's offer on the first property was accepted. We wish them all the best for the future. If you'd like to escape to the country in Northern Ireland, Scotland, Wales or England and need our help, you can apply online at bbc.co.uk/beonashow.